I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying he didn't. I don't know at all. But it is not with outside the realm of possibility. It is not outside the realm of possibility. Jeez. Man, it's not outside the realm of possibility. There we go. That was much better. Yay, way to go, Scotty Mall. The coach was in on this. That he basically gooned out, minioned out these guys, or at least, okayed that they do this. Maybe it wasn't his idea or his order, but he signed off on it. Any of both of those are extremely, extremely possible, because I just don't see, knowing what I know about being a part of a football team, high school football team specifically, as well as knowing what high school football means in the state of Texas to coaches, players, and everyone else. I just don't see how two kids just spontaneously decide together to do that. It seems like a fix. It seems like a hit. It seems like something that the coach had to at least have some knowledge on. Now, what do we do about it? As far as punishment goes, those two kids need to be off the football team for the rest of the year. Just that's it. If you're seniors, too bad. If you're juniors, well, you got next year, or if you're sophomores or whatever, But that's it. You're done. You're off the team. You cannot assault someone. Period. At any point in time. Like I shouldn't have to explain to you why it's wrong to physically attack and assault another human being from behind when you're playing a football game. You're a teenage high school boy in football helmet, football pads, and the person you're blindside attacking and assaulting is a, adult male between 20 and 70. And even then, I shouldn't have to be that specific. It shouldn't matter if it's another kid you're playing against in the game who's got pads on and is your same age. So no, that it's okay to punch him and kick him. Maybe take your helmet off and try and crush him with it or something like that. You shouldn't need to explain this stuff to these young men playing football. That's why I just don't see how it's this spontaneous, these two kids had a really dumb idea thing. So I really hope that more information comes out on this in the near future. Again, I think regardless of the information, the act itself was so heinous and unacceptable that both of these young men need to be kicked off of the football team for the remainder of the season, period. Done no matter what. If the coach was involved, if the coach sent out the hit, if he signed off on this, whatever, if he had any involvement at all, he needs to be fired immediately, and he also needs to lose any sort of coaching licenses or anything like that, and basically be blacklisted in the entire state of Texas at the minimum of not being able to coach at all. You should not be able to coach. You're in a position of influence and power over minors, and you're telling them to commit illegal acts of violence on other people. Done. Seriously, what more do you need? Done for good. Throw you out the window, gone. So, that's... And if the coach didn't have... Okay, here, I didn't acknowledge this yet, and then I'll be done with On Fire, and we'll get to the meat, which is more football news, football discussion. But let's just for a moment discuss the hypothetical that it was 100%, spontaneous, independent idea and act on the part of these two young men, and the coach had, and no coaches of any kind had absolutely any idea, to expect it whatsoever. That coach still needs to take ownership and make it a priority from that day on, from this day on, from right now when Scotty Ball is saying so, on, that character supersedes everything when it comes to that football program, both from a coaching staff and the players involved. How you specifically implement that culture change, that attitude, well, that's his job, not mine. I'm just paid to opinionate. I'm not paid to, solve everybody's problems for free. You know what? I'm not paid to do that. I'm not paid to opinionate either. I'm not paid at all. Oh, okay. Well, that's better. Then it's fair at least, right? But anyway, it was an extremely sad, just disappointing, unacceptable thing that happened. And I hope that it is, if nothing else, at least the last story of its kind this football season. I do not want to hear another single story about any football player intentionally hitting, hurting, attacking, assaulting a referee of any kind at any point in time. All right, well, we'll call that it for Balls on Fire, and we will get to the meat of the show, which is just more football. If you didn't hear earlier, I did mention that Tom Brady's appeal of his 4-game suspension was nullified. Well, excuse me, his 4-game suspension was nullified by Judge Berman in federal court last Friday. So Tom Brady, everybody loves Tom Brady. Tom Brady's like a national hero. Tom Brady should be the fifth face on Mount Rushmore. That's not how it. That was my lame attempt at a Boston accent. I don't know, or a Boston impersonation. Needs some work. But bottom line is, at the moment, and at least for the foreseeable future of this season, most likely at least, Tom Brady will not be suspended, miss any games for any alleged activity or role in Deflategate. This topic, however, will not ever die. It's like that woman in the Austin Powers movie that he pumps that gets 100 bullets shot into her. He's using her as a shield, and she just keeps giving him the one-liners, and he looks at her and he's all, "Why won't you die?" That's Deflategate. Why won't you die? See, if I was a big, expensive, like K-Fan or ESPN or Fox sports show, I'd actually have that Austin Powers sound clip, and it'd be, well, I don't know, it might not be any funnier, but I'd have it at least. But anyway, back on topic. Deflategate is not going away, because while Tom Brady was able to nullify the suspension, and it looks like he will not be missing any time at all this season, the NFL is appealing his victory of his appeal, and it has been said, it has been foretold, that process could last up to 8 months, up to 12 months, maybe even exceeding 12 months in time. So, who knows? Very possible that a year from now we will still be talking Deflategate, and can and will Tom Brady get suspended at all for it. Super funny and super shameless on the NFL. Following the ruling on Friday, we had Labor Day weekend. On Tuesday, yesterday, or late Monday, I guess some of it did break on Monday, The Patriots are basically reopening, or excuse me, the NFL is basically, to an extent, kind of reopening Spygate, which involved the Patriots many, many years ago. It was such an obvious, retaliation and tantrum for losing the court decision. The one thing I really don't like about it is that otherwise, for the most part, I'm actually on the NFL's side in this particular situation. I really think you need to be a biased, Patriots fan, or just, Northeast in general supporter to take the side of the Patriots and Tom Brady here. The only one I've ever heard that even I'm remotely with, for a take that's on that side of the fence in this issue, is that everybody does it, to an extent. Maybe not those specific things, but everybody does stuff, within loopholes or outside of the rules to gain competitive advantages, period. And that may be true, but to me that doesn't then make it okay for this team who got caught. Like, it's either a rule or it isn't, and if a team got caught publicly and they don't get punished for violating a rule, well, then it's not a rule anymore. So that's the NFL's in a really tough spot. They look really powerless. I found it just lame how everybody piled on the anti-NFL bandwagon in this story as soon as the judge's ruling was announced last week. Just goes to show how much of a, love the winner, hate the loser type of society we are, where we really don't have an opinion that, we're rooted to and grounded in. We just want to be on the winning side more than anything. And that's sad. But in case you're wondering, as for me, I'm actually, in all honesty, I'm anti both of these groups. I don't think that the Patriots should not be punished, or Tom Brady. I think it's quite obvious, to anybody with a brain who can connect the most basic dots, what happened. Is there, indisputable evidence and proof of that? No. Is this criminal that we're dealing with, where it requires such proof? No. Okay. That's where I can't stand a lot of the Patriots people, is, well, the proof isn't the proof. It's not hard evidence. It's only circumstantial evidence, and I'm going to go sit in my car. Maybe drive to the theater and catch Ted 2 or something, But the point is, it doesn't matter to what extent, to what effectiveness your cheating has on the outcome. Cheating is cheating, period, okay? I don't need indisputable hard evidence to set down a punishment on my children when they, break curfew, curse, whatever a child could, whatever example you want to think of, I don't need hard evidence. If somebody said something, or it seemed like that was the case, or, you don't need 100% proof. It's not legal, it's not criminal, it's disciplinary. So that's where I don't get this whole, well, the evidence isn't, hard proof. It's yeah, but it's still pretty obvious what happened here, right? But then, of course, where the NFL messes up, and I'm anti-NFL, is they have no idea, how how to go about anything. Like, this shouldn't have been that hard. Like, stop